Hey, this is in response to somebody that wrote to me complaining about how I mentioned or my arrowheads. Okay, this one needs to be re-tipped if possible because the tips got kind of dull from usage. The fact that I use stone. They complain because they can't use stone, so evidently they have to buy arrowhead because they can't make their own. They don't know how to knap stone. Personally, I consider this a deficit in knowledge, but hey, not everybody's really that interested in primitive living. They're more interested in practical uses and survival situations, which is okay, fair enough. Personally, not everybody is bred to live in the woods anymore or live in the wilderness. Okay? To those that don't understand stone knapping, here's some simple things that you can use to make tools or make arrowheads. This was a spoon. Okay? This was a knife or a fork. This was a butter knife. Okay? I mean, all I used was a file. And well, I guess you could use a hammer. I use my hammer stone, and I have a stone anvil that I use to work on, basically beating it down flat. This right here, actually, this spoon was a grapefruit spoon, so it already had a little point to it. But I had to put a little bit more to it, using just a simple file. That's all it took. Other possibilities, I use these for spearheads actually, as opposed to arrowheads because they're a little bit heavier. Regular throwing knives. I mean, if you have a little penknife, you can use the blade off of that. If it's the only knife you have, I wouldn't suggest doing this, but hey. You don't necessarily have to use stone. Okay. Another trick is to, I don't have a fire going to do it with, but I can give you a basic idea with this. What you do is you take the end of the shaft. Okay. You stick it in the fire. You let it catch. You let it burn a little bit, and you take and scrape it. Okay, you keep doing that. You repeat doing that until it comes to a point. Okay, the fire will also harden the shaft for at least 6-7 inches up along the shaft. Okay, because it'll dry it to its hardest point. This right here is a very effective arrowhead. So I mean, it's not that complicated a thing to make. So if you don't know how to work with stone, find another medium to work with, but you don't necessarily have to waste your time or money going out and finding special arrowheads.